Hello and welcome to a special extra version of Gadget Show Web TV. I am here at the world-famous racetrack, the Nürburgring, and it's one of the longest and most challenging racetracks in the world. Now you might be wondering what a gadget girl like myself is doing here. Well, not only do I get a tour around in this gorgeous Audi R8 with a pro driver around the Nürburgring track, but I also get an exclusive look at the virtual version of the track and this very car in Microsoft's brand new racing game, Forza Motorsport 3. Before I get to grips with the game, I want to experience the Nürburgring and the track. I want to feel how the car handles every bend and tight track. And I reckon if I can get my head around the track, I'll be able to perfect my skills in the game. If you could give me advice on how to master the Nürburgring track in the game, what advice would you give me with the corners?
You must be smooth in steering, yeah? You must be under the limit when you turn in. And then in acceleration, you find the limit in the exit of a corner, yeah?
Which part of the track is best to completely go flat out? Where would you suggest?
The last part we go flat out.
Oh, brilliant.
Okay? Before we finish. We go 260 now, 270.
Very, very fast.
Okay.
Well, thank you.
You are welcome.
That was absolutely amazing. I was just thrown around the car at speeds I would never imagine driving around a track, and we did it in 8:52. That's a real challenge for me to try and beat in the real game. Now, a new game wouldn't be the same without a face to promote it, and Forza 3 is no exception, as they have the world's only female Formula 2 driver, Natasha. Now, I've got the chance to go around the track with Natasha in that Audi R8, and I'm hoping to get some tips and tricks on how I can get the best time possible when I get to drive around the track in an Audi S4. And there's loads of press here waiting their turn, so I'm hoping I won't have to wait that long. Almost ready for my turn. I'm very, very excited. There's one more person before me. I've just discovered that I have to wear a balaclava, one of those funky helmets. Got my helmet on, ready to go.
So we go for one lap of the Grand Prix circuit?
Yeah.
If you have any problem, just let me know, okay?
Have you driven on this track before?
Yeah. The track here is one of my favorites. All kind of different corners and go up and down.
Yeah. I've been driven around the Nürburgring and the Grand Prix test track, and now it's my turn to get behind the wheel and do a lap for myself. Now, sadly, they wouldn't give me the keys to the R8, but nonetheless, I'm doing my lap in this very stylish Audi S4. The S4. I've been behind the wheel and driven myself around the track. It was great fun. I've been around the Nürburgring with Alfred and the Grand Prix track with Natasha. I think it's now time to jump on Forza 3 and see what it's all about. I've been playing Forza 3 in the demo room for quite some time now, and I have to say I'm really impressed with how similar it is to driving on a real-life track. The similarities in where you need to position yourself and brake on the track are near on perfect in the game. And the great thing about Forza 3 is when it's released, it'll have 400 different cars from 50 different manufacturers, and it will include 100 different tracks, both reality and fantasy tracks. Now, the new aspects of the game include one-button assisted driving, the interior cockpit view, which is really good. It gives you that extra realistic experience for driving in a real car. There's also perfect line driving, which includes an arrow across the track. It tells you where you need to position yourself in the track and whereabouts you need to brake coming up to bends. Aside from the assisted control options, the one feature on Forza 3 that stands out immediately from the second you turn on the game are the graphics. They're really crisp and clear. And I have to say, the cars look so realistic, it's almost lifelike, and it makes for a much more realistic experience. But my favourite new feature is the rewind feature. So say you're driving to a corner and you take it a little bit too sharply and you crash into a wall, you can simply press the rewind button, retrace your steps and do that corner again, obviously much better than you did the first time around. But I would say, having played Forza 3 for quite some time, it doesn't matter if you're not an experienced driving gamer. You can set yourself different levels, so you can turn on your steering assist, you can turn on automatic braking, you can even follow the line that I mentioned earlier so that you know exactly where you need to position yourself on the track. So all you need to worry about is steering at the right time. Alternatively, if you do love your driving games and you class yourself as a bit of an expert, you can turn all of these assists off and just drag the car around the track any way you want.
Now I've got my head around the game, I can't wait to see how I fare on the virtual Nürburgring track. First though, I've got the chance to sit down with Natasha and pick her brains about the game.
Have you played it quite a lot? Because I saw you demoing it earlier.
Yes. Yeah, for sure, with everybody around it's not so easy because you have a little bit more stress, but I used to play the game every time before a race event.
Okay.
For me, it's a great way to practice the track.
So it's a good way for someone who wants to better their driving skills on a real track. It compares quite well.
Yes, that's right, and it's also a good game for everybody, you know, for young people, girls,
Yeah.
because you can start as a beginner with all the assistance, brake assistance, and you can get used to progressively, and you have also so many possibilities in the game, like the artistic part with the graphic.
I was really impressed with the graphics. They're
Yeah.
really realistic, and also having driven around the track earlier and realising where you brake and turn on the track, it's really realistic.
That's why I'm practicing every time before I go to a race weekend, because it's very realistic and the graphics are really amazing.
So do you think you might set it up with all the other guys and just see who's better at the game if you've had a bit more practice than them?
Maybe, you know, it's for sure you have the challenge to try to be as fast as possible, and that's also a great experience.
So I snuck off from the other journalists to get an exclusive look at the virtual version of the Nürburgring track in Forza 3. Now, it's still in working development, but they've allowed me to come up and have a sneaky peek to see how it compares to the real thing. So now's my chance to try and beat the time me and Alfred set on the Nürburgring in the R8. I've got 8 minutes, 52 seconds to beat. Wish me luck. Right, not bad, 10:20, but not as good as 8:52 with Alfred yesterday on the Nürburgring. Right, that's it. I've had a great day and met some amazing people, and I've been driven around some notorious tracks in fantastic cars. The Audi R8 is amazing. I've even got to experience what it's like to drive around the track myself in an Audi S4. Now, I have to say, nothing is going to beat the real thing. You get thrown around the car, you can really feel yourself gripping the wheel as you're turning around tight bends. However, Forza Motorsport 3 really captures the realism of what it's like to drive a car around the track for real. If you're a fan of the previous games, you're in for a treat. And if you love your driving games, definitely check it out when it's available in October.